Hi, this is Rick Horton with my EDL 854 Module 11 presentation. On this module, what we're talking about is gifts to students, staff, teachers, and the community. Gifts to students. Gifts or prizes for students paid from school activity funds are appropriate only if they're incentives for fundraising events or if they're awards for special achievement. If they're fundraising incentive gifts, they should only be given to students who participated in the fundraiser. So, if you have students that aren't participating in the fundraiser, but you want to give them a little reward anyway, you can't do that. This is only for people that participate in the fundraiser. So, as the PE teacher, if the football team, if I'm in charge of the fundraiser that we just did, but I got a couple basketball guys in my one of my weight training classes and they come to all the football games, they're big fans. I still can't, if I gave t-shirts out as incentives for the fundraiser, I can't hook them up. Can't do it because it's just not right. You can only reward the people that are actually participating in the fundraiser. The prizes or the incentives also have to be age appropriate, and it can't affect the overall profitability of the fundraiser. So, if we raise $500, we can't spend $475 on incentive gifts. Gifts to students. Incentive gifts for students should be purchased with funds raised by the particular student group that received the funds. So basically what I'm saying there is don't use money in the FFA account to pay for gifts or rewards to students in the FBLA for the fundraiser. You can't take that money out of an account that wasn't participating in the fundraiser. Special achievement gifts. What these are, schools typically hold some type of academic and athletic award assemblies. These assemblies are there to honor individual students or teams, recognize them for special achievements that they've had. These assemblies typically occur, depending on the school, once or twice a year. At some schools, each individual athletic team will have their own little awards ceremony. At Mission Valley, where I've been at previously, we do an academic and athletic awards night where we do it all in one evening. Special achievement gifts. These are like, awards that are given or gifts. They should be nominal in value. They can't be really expensive, and they need to be age appropriate. I've been a head football coach before, and at our awards banquet, we always did try to give out awards for whatever. We always let the team vote on the awards, and that way it wasn't like coaches playing favorites. If we did like an offensive player of the year, special teams player of the year, defensive player of the year, it was all voted on by the kids. Coaches would typically do like a most inspirational player, most hardworking player. Coaches would kind of pick some of those awards. So some were that way. We typically, my last couple years doing it, we gave out a plaque with just had like our football team logo, the award, the kid's name on it. And we did that because we could get them cheap. We could get those for, I don't know, probably $5 a piece. They weren't very expensive. When I first started doing it, the kids really liked it. Our award was we were the Mustangs. We had a similar logo to the Denver Broncos, just with blue and gold instead of their colors. We actually did like a belt buckle that looked like the Mustang. And the reason we did that, we could get it for like between $7.50 and $10 when we first started doing it if we ordered enough of them, so we'd stock up for a couple years. But then as it went on, the price jumped up to like $15 to $20 a piece, and we just couldn't afford to do anymore. We're going to lose money on doing that stuff, so we had to change our awards. And that kind of goes in the next topic, where funding for the awards. It can come from a general fund from the school, but a lot of times when I was coaching there, awards like this came from our athletic fund, or it came from the fundraiser money that the football team did from our funds earlier. But it can also come from donations from businesses or parent groups. Gifts to staff members. Now, this is something I learned quite a bit about this year before the class actually. Gifts to staff members should be guided in written procedures and coordinated by a committee. This committee needs to meet at least once a year, and when they're meeting, they need to review the guidelines, and they need to talk about how much that everyone needs to contribute to the Remembrance Fund. When school policies allow gifts to staff, the gifts should be reasonably priced and paid for by Staff Remembrance Fund. And what the Staff Remembrance Fund is, I know I've said it a couple times now. It's a fund that's typically there for when staff member life events happen. If a staff member gets engaged or is getting ready to have a wedding, or the staff could take some money out of that fund and provide the couple with a gift, or if a staff member is, getting ready to have a baby, and they throw a baby shower or whatever, it's a way that the entire staff can donate a gift. Or if there's a death in the family, a lot of times, school likes to send flowers or send something, and that's just what this fund is for. Money in this fund, where it comes from, there's annual dues. At my school last year, our annual dues were $25 a staff member. It's raised by the staff. Also, money in the account can come from fundraising, such as like vending machines in the staff room. Like if there's a pop machine or candy machine or anything in the staff lounge, that money, that the profits that machine makes, can also go into the Staff Remembrance Fund. Gifts to staff members. Remembrance funds should be managed by committee. I kind of mentioned that earlier, but I'll just hit on that a little bit more. And that committee needs to have written procedures, like dollar amounts per gifts. And one of the reasons you want to do that is, I don't think anybody would ever do it intentionally, but if you send a $40 flower arrangement to one staff member's family and a $20 arrangement to another staff member's family, and staff members can see the difference in the arrangements, it could hurt feelings, or it could just really upset staff members, and that's not worth doing. So if you just set like a certain dollar amount, the floral shop that we used at my school, we could just say, hey, this is our limit. And we like similar arrangements all year. And they took care of us for that. We said, this is what we're going to do. And every time they just took care of it. And also types of gifts. Again, you don't want to go too many different types of gifts, because someone's going to feel like their gift isn't as nice as somebody else's gift. So you just really have to be careful, because you don't want to offend any staff members also, remembering that they can't be very expensive. And the committee needs to rotate members every year, and that's one of the reasons why that the procedures need to be written down. So you, as a committee, they can see what last year's people did and see what adjustments need to be made. Fundraising incentive gifts, again, if a staff member has participated in a fundraising activity, then a gift may be appropriate. If you're, sophomore class sponsor, your sophomore class does a fundraiser, all the kids that participated and worked hard in the fundraiser get a t-shirt, it doesn't hurt to reward the staff member with the same t-shirt. Gifts or expenses should be subtracted from the general profit. So again, if you're giving all those kids t-shirts, you need to subtract the amount that you're spending in t-shirts from the amount that you actually made from the fundraiser. Now, this needs to be reasonable. Again, I know I said it earlier, the example I used was, if I raise $500 in a fundraiser, I don't want to spend $500 in a gift and gifts for the kids. Or it wasn't a fundraiser. It was just money to make gifts for the kids. And we're still trying to create some type of funds. And anytime that we're telling our community that we're raising funds for a particular object, we need to be sure that we get that object, or that we're working towards purchasing that object and not spending all of our money on rewards for the kids. Again, I go to football a lot, but if we say, hey, we're trying to get a new jugs machine, which is like a pitching machine for footballs, and then if community members are donating money towards that machine and we don't purchase that machine, after a while the community is going to be like, hey, I gave you guys money for this machine, where's it at? And we don't have it, and that's going to create bad relations with the school. So we want to be sure that our gifts are reasonable and that we're still making a profit. The textbook said that no more than 5% of the overall profit from the fundraiser should go to gifts or rewards for students. Staff gifts. Sometimes schools want to give gifts to teachers on that first day or for a teacher appreciation day. They need to be nominal cost. Again, they can't be very expensive, and they need to be paid with teacher staff generated funds. So your remembrance fund, or your vending machine funds, again, they can't come from other district funds, and I'll get to that in a minute on why. If staff generated funds is appropriate use for the benefit of staff, this profits the teachers. This is like profits from the teachers' lounge, vending machines. If the teachers or whoever does like a bake sale or donut sale, sometimes at my school they would do like a breakfast burrito sale before school. That's where this kind of money needs to come from. When an all-school fundraiser is held and the teachers purchase items, a percentage of the profit raised by the staff may be spent on the staff. Example for that the textbook gave was school pictures, and I didn't know that could be used that way either. Where if all the teachers are making purchasing package plans, and typically they donate the teacher's package to them, so that's not really relevant. But if the teachers are having to pay for them, then a percentage of that can go back into the teacher's fund. Some school districts allow money incentives or recognition gifts to staffs to come from the general funds. These gifts must be under $5 and they have to be useful in the classroom. Typically at Mission Valley, I think I got like some post-it notes or something once a year, which is fine. It's stuff that I use, and it's still a sign of a gift. Here's the problem, and this is one of the things we learned at Mission Valley because we were doing it wrong. Cash or cash equivalent gifts should not be given to staff unless the amount paid to the staff member comes on their W-2 or tax income. Basically what this is if they give you extra check, gift card, gift certificates, that's taxable income, and it has to go through your district payroll. We had an incentive program where, like, if a teacher got nominated by a student for doing something phenomenal or working extra to help that student out, all those teachers' names that month got put in a drawing for a gift card. And then we found out that's not legal to do anymore, so we had to stop doing it, which stinks. It was a cool idea, it was a cool thought, but it wasn't. It just can't be done. Anytime that the school is giving teachers a gift card or gift certificate or extra money, it has to go through the district payroll. Special efforts for specific students or staff members. Again, this is something we had happen at Mission Valley, and I'm glad we took it the right way. We had one of our students, or three of our students, their dad had a bad liver failure and was up in Kansas City in the hospital for an entire summer. So we tried to come together as a staff and help them out. I'm glad we did it the right way, but I wouldn't have known without reading this stuff. So basically what happens here is at times the school undertakes special collections or fundraisers to benefit a staff member or a student who's dealing with an illness or a catastrophic event. Seek advice from the district accounting department. If it's for a staff member, remember, if the money comes from the school, it's taxable income. Even though it's for like a catastrophic or a terrible life event, it still can be taxed. It must be reported to the district payroll. So here, what's the best approach? How do we handle that? Because we don't want, the people that really need help, we don't want their money's limited or whatever. We want to give them the best help. So what's the best thing we could do is to ask a parent organization to coordinate the event. Something like a PTA. Work with a local bank on handling the funds so that they may even have just a savings account set up for this family where people can just go down there and donate also. And that way it's not going through any school accounts either. And it's not a good practice to leave these funds in your school accounts for your bookkeeping records. There we go. There's Module 11 about special gifts for students, staff, teachers. I hope I covered everything I needed to. Again, if this was something I was going to give to a presentation to other teachers or administrators, this would be the time I ask for questions. I hope everybody's having a great summer. I'm getting ready to take off for my daughter's World Series for softball, so I'm trying to work ahead, and I hope everyone else is doing well. Congrats on the class, and see you guys later.